Hi, I am Emily Russell. I'm going to be doing my presentation today, and it is over ethical technology, safe technology, and legal technology in the classroom. I'm using the Prezi. I find it very easy to use, and it is cool. I'm still learning, so if I fumble during this, I am sorry, but it is easy to get back on track and just follow your path around here. So let's get started. What is ethical technology? What is safe technology? And what is legal technology? All right. There are three things to look for when wanting to buy from a website. Here's some heads up you want to do if you're looking for students in the classroom or so on for things you want to buy. Look for evidence of physical address and telephone contact detail. Just make sure it's reliable, and if something were to go wrong, you could figure out how to get your things to you. Look for a padlock symbol at the bottom right of the browser window for the website address to begin with HTTPS. And also buy from a reputable company. If you don't trust it or if you think it's not going to be good, then you probably shouldn't use it. Make sure your resources are correct. Sites that can help you as a teacher, check sites is the Internet Detective. I found it, I went on there and you just plug in the site and it just lets you know if it's a good site and if it just gives you a heads up on it. Acceptable use policy acts as a written contract between administrators, teachers, parents, and students. It outlines the terms and conditions for internet use by defining access, privileges, rules of online behavior, and the consequences for violating those rules. I have a video next, and it is for a school district, but it does give you really good ideas how to keep everything safe and what really is behind it. Okay.
There is still much debate over whether or not internet filtering can block all.
Here, we'll start it from the beginning.
Using the internet as a teaching tool is becoming more common in classrooms today. But the internet is full of uncensored content that is inappropriate for children and the classroom environment. Congress created a federal law for schools and libraries in 2000 to regulate the amount of offensive material accessible by students on the internet. This law is called SIPA, the Children's Internet Protection Act. Many schools and libraries receive special funding for their internet access through a program called E-rate. The Federal Communications Commission states that before schools and libraries can receive their E-rate funds, they must comply with any requirements and guidelines set forth through SIPA. These guidelines include adopting a technology protection measure and implementing an internet safety policy. A technology protection measure is a specific technology, usually a software program, that blocks or filters internet access. The program must protect students from accessing visual images that are obscene, pornographic, or harmful to minors. In schools, it must also monitor the activities of minors. The filters will function for both students and staff and can only be disabled by adults working on research or for other lawful purposes. An internet safety policy is a procedural guideline instated by your school district that dictates how internet safety will be maintained in your school. The guideline has mandatory requirements. Once your school has an internet safety policy in place, it is obligated to provide public notice of the policy, as well as hold at least one public hearing to discuss the policy and the chosen technology measure. There is still much debate over whether or not internet filtering can block all inappropriate content for students. In some instances, they may also filter out good content. If the latter is a concern, in some instances, the best thing might be to set the blocking level at the lowest or intermediate levels and block only the categories necessary for compliance. This will help reduce possible over-blocking. How much have you learned about SIPA so far? Choose the best answer to the question. You should educate yourself and your students. Learn how to improve your search skills and to teach smart search skills to your students. This will help prevent accidental accessing of inappropriate material. It is also important to monitor all electronic communications, such as email and chat rooms. You need to be aware of what your students are accessing. Also, make sure you and your students can recognize and remove spam, which is unsolicited junk email sent to large numbers of people to promote certain goods or services. One danger with spam is that some of the junk emails can contain computer viruses. Spam email also often contains explicit information that is not appropriate for children. Some spam contains material of fraudulent or criminal intent. The list includes some ways to prevent spam. Another way to make your classroom SIPA compliant is to inform the parents of their child's activities. Because your technology protection measure must monitor students, the parents have a right to access their child's internet records. Also, be sure to let the parents and students know that all emails sent by the students can be tracked and monitored. SIPA guidelines and filtering options are constantly being revised and updated. Be sure to stay alert to your school district's actions. Policies and software filters informed. The Internet is a tool that offers a world of information and communication.
Okay, that's enough of that YouTube video, but I really do like this website because I can interact with it while I'm doing my presentation, and I think that's very interesting. And I'm doing this through Screencast-O-Matic, and I only have 15 minutes, so I really do have to monitor the time, but I do like how I can just move around the entire thing and really keep it flowing. And the kids, if I were doing this and I was out of town or something, they can see me and it can be interactive for them also. So we're going to move on. Technology is becoming more and more accessible, and we must be willing to adapt to the new ways to teach. As a person, computers really scare me, and I never thought, I would want to do something like this, but I do find it interesting, and I have been taking a lot of online classes, and I find it really good for me to do this because I can interact with people in my class and be able to see them and see what they're doing, and it's really great. A little loud. Here is a picture of a little boy using a smartboard, and I've never been able to be in a school with a smartboard, but I do have teachers that say it is a great, great way to get kids up and learning and get to interact that way. And of course, we have an iPad. If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. I think it's very important for us to, since technology is moving forward, we also need to. And I think that's very important for us to understand as future educators is we have to find a way how we can educate ourselves and keep the students engaged. Tips on safe use of technology. Make sure you visit the sites that your child or students will be accessing beforehand. Make sure you come in planned when you're using technology. Something can always go wrong. Like even on here, I had the mute button on and I forgot. So, you just want to make sure you have all your plans in line. Acceptable use policy. I think this is a great idea for schools to do this because it it covers you from any legal issues, and it makes the student accountable and so forth, and everyone's kind of covered under it. It's a signed agreement between school, student, and parent, including acceptable computer use and consequences if disobeyed. WWICRA.org is a site that helps you screen your computers for inappropriate materials. So even at home, if you have kids, you can do this for them or at school. ResponsibleNetizen.org is a site that can help teachers, parents, and even policymakers on making sure that to teach students appropriate and responsible internet use. Since technology is becoming so big, I think it's important that we need to know what we can do to protect our students and kids from what is out there, and we don't want them to see that. www.safekids.com is a site that students can go to learn on online safety rules. I think it's important on this site, they teach it and they have to interact with technology too while learning about online safety rules, and I think that's a great way to get them interacted and also using technology and learn how to use a computer correctly. Okay. I am done with my presentation. Thank you for watching it. I've really enjoyed doing this, and it's a lot of fun, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. So you all have a good day.